Hey guys, today we're going to look at multiplying and dividing real numbers. So a couple properties. When we multiply by -1, the sign changes. So if we have a number times -1, it becomes opposite of our number. Also, if the -1 comes in front, it's still opposite of your number. Our second property is multiplying by 0. When you multiply by 0, no matter where your 0 is, your solution is always 0. Okay, we have an inverse property, which means if I have a number and I multiply it by the inverse, which is 1 over that number, it will always give me 1. So imagine that this is 5. My inverse would be 1/5. 5 times 1/5 equals 1. Likewise, because of the commutative property, the order doesn't matter. So 1 over a times a is also 1. So I want us to simplify this. I guess I kind of showed it to you. 5 times -1 uses that multiplying by -1 rule. 5 times -1 gives us -5. I want you guys to tell me, what is 12 times 1 over 12? Okay, we're going to look at multiplying signed numbers. And by signed, I mean positive and negative. So we have 3 rules. If I have a positive number times a positive number, my answer will be positive. If I have a negative times a negative, my answer will be positive. And then if I have a positive times a negative, or this could be negative times positive, it will be negative. So here's an example. I have a -4 times -6. According to rule number 2, that is a positive 24. You guys please tell me, what is 5 times -3? Okay, here is another rule. We're going to look at taking a negative base to a power. So -3 to the 4th means that I'm going to take -3 and multiply it through 4 times. So it looks like that. Now I'm just going to multiply left to right. So -3 times -3 is a positive 9. Then 9 times -3 is a -27. And then a negative times a negative gives me a positive 81. Okay, similarly, if I have -3 to the 3rd, I do something very similar, only I get a -27. So a nice little rule: if I have a negative number raised to an even power, like this top example, my answer will be a positive number. So even power, positive number. Odd power, an odd power is going to be a negative number. Now, something that is typically confused, -3 in parentheses to the 4th power we just said gives us a positive 81. However, this is different. Negative and then 3 to the 4th means that 3 is being raised to the 4th power, and then we're applying that negative at the very end. So I ignore that negative. I do 3 to the 4th, which gives me positive 81, and then I apply that negative on the outside. So be very careful. These are different things, and they will be different if you type them into your calculator as well. Okay, very quickly, when we go to divide signed numbers, positive and negative, very similar to multiplying. So positive divided by a positive still is a positive. Negative divided by a negative is also a positive. And then if I have positive divided by negative or vice versa, my answer is negative. For example, -12 divided by -6 follows rule 2. I get a positive 2. Here's a division of fractions. So we have 2 negative numbers, so we should automatically decide my answer is going to be positive. But remember, we don't divide fractions, we multiply by the reciprocal. So I took -2/3 times -4/3. Now we multiply straight across. Well, we know -2 times -4 gives us a positive 8, and the denominator would be 9. Please answer that question. 2 9s divided by -3/5.